Samson.
And I'm Ziar'a for City Schools TV.
Let me start by thanking all of our viewers for the love and support we have been receiving.
And today we are back with another episode of Building a Generation.
We have gathered all the important and latest news updates from city schools.
In this episode, we visit North Bay Academy, where middle school students experience the great outdoors, and then see how schools are getting ready for in-person learning.
Plus, we get to see how hybrid teaching is working out for a couple of our teachers.
And just like the last episode, we have another produce box recipe ready to wake up your taste buds.
So, let's get into this first video with 6th grade students that are living at a school along the Chesapeake Bay.
It's called North Bay Academy, and I can't wait to see this. It really gives off college vibes.
Let's get to it.
How do we make sure that our families have an option, particularly for some of our most vulnerable students, to have a place where young people can engage in online learning, provide support, but also really have a whole child approach? And frankly, just being able to see nature in a different way than they have before. Walk around, what I'm seeing is what we have always known young people need. And being the mom of middle schoolers and a former middle school teacher, this investment in early adolescent development really is life-changing, which is what I heard from some of the students we spoke with today. Good, how's it going? Nice and quiet space up here, huh? Easier to focus?
Yeah.
How is it like having your own cabin or room? Is that, and like actually staying up here?
I'm used to it.
Huh?
I'm used to it.
You used to it now? What students talked about were the relationships. What they talked about were the different experiences that they had exposure to. What they talked about was the additional support. What they talked about were times to laugh together, to run during break. And so it's that relationship piece, new experience, support, down to the food is good, right? Like all of that signals to young people that we see them as whole people. The power of the North Bay Partnership is we are bringing it to young people who would not have another experience like this. And so I think that's kind of the fundamental question for me. What I saw exemplifies what we in Baltimore City mean when we say whole child and educating the whole child. The real question is, will we as a society prioritize this for everybody's children, in every zip code, for every family? That's really the question.
This looks awesome. I want to do some zip lining.
I wish every city school student had an opportunity to get out the city and experience a place like North Bay.
Very true. Now let's check out Cecile Elementary School to view all the work that has gone into getting the school ready to welcome students back to optional in-person learning.
We're pretty excited to welcome kids back, especially on March 1st. Our kindergarten through 2nd graders will be here. I think our teachers are more excited. They miss their students, they really do. We have first day certificates for them as well as the students. They'll all receive a certificate, celebrating them and thanking them for their efforts. We have lines on the floor to ensure that they only walk one way. The cones actually are just a visual, so we want to make sure that they are very comfortable with going to their class and finding their teacher in their pod. All desks are set up 6 feet away from each other, making sure that each desk has a shield. Each child will have his or her own materials, so they don't have to share materials. They get to keep everything to themselves. They don't have to use lockers. They'll have everything that they need right with them at all times. So our custodians have gone through additional trainings, spent hours to prepare a classroom to make sure it's safe.
Wiping down touch points, sanitizing the doors, the handles, lockers, bathrooms, the desks, the chairs, window sills, making sure everything is sanitized for the kids, as long as we work together and get it done.
So if a visitor comes to the building, they would be screened right away. So they would have their temperature taken. They would be asked questions. We have visitors stay in the front lobby because we want to make sure that the public, they're not interacting with our students. I'll have some butterflies, the teachers have some butterflies, but we're doing everything possible to ensure that they don't have anything to worry about. One thing we want to do is take that worry away from the teachers so they don't have that additional layer of anxiety coming back. And for our families, we want them to know that we will do everything that we can to keep them safe.
The more I watch these videos, the more I really wish schools didn't close.
I just said the same thing in my head. School is not as boring as I thought. Staying home and attending virtual classes is. I actually know the word for school now.
Yes, speaking of in-person learning, let's jump into this next story that covers students doing their own nasal swabs.
It's just like picking boogers.
1, 2, 3, 4. Good job.
We're going to each classroom, collecting a nasal swab that each child is able to independently do their own swab.
It's like, checking for boogers, right? Let's see.
Kids would simply pick their nose. It's the same type of level of depth where the swab goes. It doesn't go any further. And a lot of kids just say it tickles.
4 circles in each nostril. We'll count you down. We'll encourage you. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, next nostril.
Insert the swab, the collection, into a tube, and we mail that off to our partner Ginkgo, who tests the entire pool. In this case, it's a classroom. And a very quick response. We get to find out within 36 to 72 hours. It does reduce some anxiety of the unknown. If it's negative, class goes undisturbed.
4, good job. 3, 4. Right.
And our teachers participate, so I think it really feels like very much of a community effort of we're all keeping each other safe.
The scholars have been great about actually doing the pooling testing. Most of them are pretty excited to do it. They want to be a part of it. We took time as a staff to help them understand the purpose behind it, as well as families. So meeting with families personally. Most of our families were really excited about the opportunity. They welcomed it. It made them feel safer, which is our ultimate goal, to make sure that families feel safe.
It's going to go to about over 100 elementary schools, and it's just going to be a part of our regular health screening process to make sure students are able to participate in a safe environment, healthy environment, and get their in-school learning.
All right, that isn't as bad as I thought. I was so scared of the COVID testing because I saw so many people doing it and it looked like it hurt. But if I had a chance to do it myself, I'm down for it.
And having a supporter that teacher was special because most students feel comfortable doing something if that teacher does it as well.
Now, let's take a quick break. And when we get back, we will show our latest produce box recipe. Shall we?
Are you struggling with what to do after high school or not sure what you want to study in college? Well, we have an entire playlist of videos featuring professionals, alumni, college reps, and financial experts that can help guide you to making the best decision for your future. Get guided step by step on how to fill out your FAFSA, finding scholarships, and learn the do's and don'ts of college essays and applications. Get insider info on internships, careers in energy, engineering, and IT. But hear firsthand about what it takes to get there. Learn how COVID-19 has impacted the college and career process with our team helping you navigate the challenges. So, jump in today, hit that subscribe button, and turn on your notification to stay up to date with the college and career readiness playlist. Thank you.
Welcome back to Building a Generation.
To the schools that's provided families with access to nutritious food through weekly produce boxes.
And right now, let's make some sweet potato hash. And I'm here today at Great Kate's Farm Kitchen because Jordan, our farm manager, is going to teach you how to use the ingredients in your produce box to make sweet potato hash.
Hi, this is Jordan from Bliss Meadows, and I'm going to show you how to make a sweet potato hash this morning. So the first thing we're going to do is wash our vegetables. Next, we're just going to start peeling our potatoes. Sweet potatoes are some of my favorite tubers. They're rich, they're dense, full of nutrients, and they have that little tang of sweetness that you can either eat in the morning or, for a dinner side. Next, we're going to go in with some of the peppers. Twist, and again, dice here, and into the bowl it goes. Now, before we get cooking, we're going to do the same kind of dice with the rest of the potatoes here. We're going to do garlic next. We got some beautiful garlic here. We're going to take a few cloves. We only have 2 sweet potatoes, so we don't need that much. I'm going to grab 3 to give it a little more heat in there. We're just going to give this a quick crush. Mince. Alright, good enough. Toss these in with the peppers. And lastly, everyone's favorite, onions. Now, we're going to remove the top of the onion first. Make a very small slit along the side and just remove the outermost layer of paper. Right. So we're all done with our vegetables. So first, before we get anything in terms of these more fragrant items into the skillet, we're going to parboil our potatoes. We're going to, just for safety purposes, use a pot holder and take our sweet potatoes right over to the sink, and then allow them to drain. We're going to be using approximately 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Add that to the skillet. Just want to make sure everything is coated with that oil. What we're doing right now is we're just adding our remaining vegetables, and we're cook until we get a similar browning on the onions as well as the peppers. And you'll get a nice browning that will add both some sweetness as well as a nice color as well. So we're going to be looking to get all of these fully incorporated, both in terms of flavor and texture. We're just going to get this fold on up, and we're going to try some of this delicious breakfast sweet potato hash.
That definitely looked good. Don't you just want to grab that bowl from that lady?
Definitely. But come on, you don't have to expose our secret that we like food.
My fault, Ziar'a. Now let's take a look at one of our teachers showing us inside his iBreak classroom and how he's connecting with them so far.
And doing everything safely.
The kids grow, see that they're happy. I'm happy to be here in the in-person things. So even if there are only 2 of you in the room, make some time, 10, 15 minutes within your schedule where you're just talking out what's happened in the day, what's worked, what has not worked. Successes so far have been, once again, just the inclusion of the screen itself, just to allow me to interact if I need to on this screen with the students through chat or whatever on the second screen, while the lesson is still being projected on the other, big screen here in the front. So that alone, I think, is the biggest feature. If you had a problem, for example, 1 + 1 = 2, 2 would be the answer, right? Just the benefits, though, on the other side is, especially being in person, I may be segueing into another part, but I still love paper. I loved today that I was able to give them the handouts that are based on the slides that we're working on today and the screen, where they can still physically write and we can make adjustments. And yeah, I saw you going to the camera and looking at the paper, and it's easier to still go there and give them feedback that way. I'll need to speak a little louder, I guess. I forgot I have to mute back up front so it doesn't reverb. But we are working on our poem, okay? Like in my afternoon classes where I'm still all virtual with my little higher flyers in the afternoon. And we still do a lot of interaction through the chat, and I take a lot of notes. At first the kids were kind of shy, but now they've picked up on jumping into the chat room, answering the questions. We've gotten really into a flow. We hand sanitize on the way in, on the way out. I haven't come across any disadvantages to having the students in person.
From my point of view, they look pretty happy.
I agree. This teacher really finds ways to make his students better, even in tough situations.
All right, so it's time to take our final break for the episode.
So stay tuned.
Hey City School parents, we value your support and dedication for your child's academic success.
It's Mrs. Hall and Nate Thrower here.
It's your boy Pork Chop.
I am Michelle Thornton.
We aim to do whatever is necessary in order for our children to grow and thrive.
To help with the load, we created a playlist titled Family University on our channel, City Schools TV. Here you will find many videos related to our resources from academics to mental health. All guardians are strongly encouraged to skim through. We hope you find something that catches your eye. There's no better time to take a look at our House from Gate series, along with the social emotional support episodes. Make sure to check out our live sessions as well. We're here to connect those missing dots and hopefully answer those confusing questions you may have.
We see you, we value you, and we are here to support you.
Don't stay in the dark. Keep up with the latest on our YouTube channel by clicking the subscribe button and turning on your notifications.
Welcome back to Building a Generation. Thanks for joining us.
For our final story of the show, we'll take one more visit to our iBreak classroom.
And with adorable kindergarten students excited to be back in person.
Being at home for so long, I think you forget the magic of being in the school building, especially kindergarten. I can't really put my finger on what it is. It's just a really special feeling that you and the students get being back together learning. So just hearing the excitement of them and hearing them singing and dancing is something that you don't really get at home. A quick brain break and then it will be time for dance. I've addressed these as just kind of through trial and error. It gets better every day. What doesn't work one day, I try a different way the next day, and I just use an Ethernet port every day. So the plus side of that is it's better than my home Wi-Fi. Talk to other teachers in my building, and that's kind of how we all work together to fix problems like that, because no one's ever done this before. So just trial and error. It is really difficult for me to kind of work through that. I'm able to support the 7 students I have right now in my classroom. And so it has been really nice to support the students in person with instant feedback. I never had to prepare videotaped lessons to split my attention. So I'm spending a lot more time creating lessons to allow to be interactive and engaging for my kids online, and also interactive and engaging for my kids in person, and just trying to give them some more leadership positions within the classroom. So sometimes we'll do math activities where they're in charge of the activity, where they're doing it for the kids on Zoom, they're in the front of the room doing it, and the kids on Zoom are answering the questions. So that has been a way to keep it as engaging as possible, while we're all staying 6 feet apart and safe. A, apple, beautiful. Okay, B. I do really enjoy being here, and I do feel like it gives me more purpose to get up in the morning and go to a school building. And I also can say at my school, things are very, very safe. I feel really comfortable. And if you don't feel safe, to say something, because I think everyone just wants to stay safe. And if you have a concern, you should share it. And that's worked really well at our school, and we've stayed really safe.
I really miss seeing my teachers, especially as a senior.
You're right about that one. Our teachers miss helping us out in person too.
Hope everything gets better soon. Sadly, we have to come to an end of this episode of Building a Generation.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check out BaltimoreCitySchools.org and our social media platform for the latest info. Once again, Oluwaseyi Samson
And Ziar'a Gill for City Schools TV.
Please stay safe.
And see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.